Many medical researchers have been on the hunt for cures of many illnesses that afflict people today. Illnesses like cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, leukemia, lymphoma, Alzheimer's disease, and many others. There is research wanted to be done utilizing cells known as stem cells. Stem cells have been studied and tested since the 1960s. In my speech, I will discuss and bring to your attention stem cells. I will divide stem cells into 3 parts that will hopefully be understandable to you by the end of it. First, I will tell what stem cells are exactly by giving their story. Second, I will discuss how they can be obtained and what exactly they have the potential to be used for. Finally, I will discuss the criticism upon stem cells. So what are stem cells exactly? Stem cells, according to this article in 2013 by 2 PhD biologists, stem cells are unspecialized cells that can develop into all the specialized cell types that organize themselves into the tissues, organs, and organ systems making up an entire individual. As stated in the beginning, stem cells were discovered in the 1960s. The utilization and study upon them began 10 years after in mice as told in Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia. There are 2 different types of stem cells defined within the 2017 book as well. There are adult stem cells and embryonic stem cells. The difference between them is identified in the encyclopedia being that adult stem cells are multipotent or unipotent, whereas embryonic stem cells are pluripotent. Pluripotent is defined as the ability to rise to several levels of cells, and unipotent means the ability to rise to only one cell. Embryonic cells have the ability to, in fact, become over 220 cells that are currently in the body. So, you may be asking yourself, why are we not using stem cells if they have all these possibilities? You're telling me that these embryonic stem cells can turn into 220 different cells in the body? Before you jump the gun, let me explain exactly how we obtain these amazing cells and why exactly they aren't utilized. Now, adult stem cells aren't as on controversy as embryonic stem cells, just to clarify. Adult stem cells come from developed tissues such as cells found in bone marrow. The adult stem cells can only develop into cells they are derived from, as stated in my encyclopedia resource. They aren't as flexible as embryonic cells, so they can't do as much. There has been research done on adult stem cells, though, and they have successfully accepted and integrated within a host body in the essential tissue. Embryonic cells, if you cannot tell by the name, come from a fertilized egg. Now you see the issue of obtaining these? They are extremely flexible and extremely adaptable. But in this article, by several different articles in 2017 called Stem Cell Research and Clinical Translation, embryonic cells are created by vitro, meaning eggs are removed within a woman's body and fertilized outside. Crazy, right? The controversy is honestly self-explanatory. Many people believe that a life may begin at conception. Some even see it as a which, as most of the nation being pro-life even today, stem cell research is looked down upon. Even so that in 2001, George W. Bush, as stated in an article by Dr. Zawada and Dr. Kolomic, banned the research of embryonic stem cells and cutting off funding. Adult stem cells remained research as they were not seen as morally wrong. Though the United States stopped their research, the United Kingdom and Sweden continue. As these 2 other nations continued, they found amazing results. This change noted in the article in 2017. In 2009, Barack Obama overturned the ban on stem cell research and began funding the program again. To this day, embryonic stem cells are still under controversy and still seen as morally wrong. I ask this: is the loss of an egg worth the cure of a disease? Is the loss of a fertilized egg or embryo worth the cure of cancer? In this article, I have given you information to fill your brain about stem cells and their story. Now it's up to you to decide what is worth an embryo. In my bibliography, I have noted the resources I have utilized. The first one being Stem Cell Research in Clinical Translation by Paola Fradi and many other authors. The second one I utilized was in the New World Encyclopedia called Stem Cells. The third one I utilized was Comparing Circadian Dynamics in Primary Derived Stem Cells from Different Sources of Human Adult Tissue by Eve Rogers. The fourth and final resource I utilized was Stem Cells by Zawada and Kolomic, two PhD doctors of biology.